Now your WSFA First Alert weather with meteorologist Amanda Curran.
It has been a busy 12 hours here in the Storm Center. First, we dealt with tornado watches in parts of western Alabama. Those were allowed to expire at 10 o'clock, and now as this line is pushing through the state, more watches and even some warnings have been issued. First, we just want to break down the details and tell you where we are currently seeing tornado watches in effect. These are all the counties that we are worried about in eastern, central, and southern portions of the state. So anywhere from as far south as Escambia County all the way up north to, we're talking about you guys in Alex City, Tallapoosa County, sliding all the way down the Alabama-Georgia border and down into the Florida Panhandle too. You guys in the Wiregrass as well are all included in this, and we're going to watch as this is something that is very important. Now we're cutting into regularly scheduled programming to give you an alert right now. We're watching WSFA First Alert radar rather closely, and a tornado warning has been issued for Lee County, and it's such a helpful tool. We talk about it all the time, but let's show you exactly how you can actually use it in your everyday life. Here's WSFA First Alert radar seeing a widespread band of rain now pushing into parts of southeastern portions of our viewing area, the Wiregrass, down in the Florida Panhandle. Zoom in a little bit closer though, yeah, not a whole lot happening in central and south Alabama. Low 80s tomorrow are going to be fabulous. I know I just forecast weather, but I'm also going to forecast that I think a lot of people are calling out sick tomorrow because low 80s, no rain, lots of sunshine, and it's a Friday ahead of a football weekend where it's going to be dry and comfortable. Yeah, I see a lot of three-day weekends in a couple of people's future.
I can't even tell you how much I'm looking forward to that.
I know you are. I've been in this car for about 5 minutes, and me and my photographer Colin already sweating. This car has been sitting out in 90-plus degree temperatures. Let's show you the graphic to tell you how quickly a car just sitting out in the sunshine can really get. After 10 minutes in 90-degree weather, 114 degrees. That's what it feels like inside the car. Double that to 20 minutes, you're up to 124 degrees. That's what it feels like inside of a car. Go all the way to 60 minutes, you are upwards of 140 degrees. That's what it feels like inside this car right now. That's the actual air temperature, and unfortunately, I'm a big food lover. This candy bar that I was planning on eating after work, well, it's completely melted. Has been in here for 4 minutes. So, can you imagine what it feels like to sit in a car like this? This is something that we think is very important because a lot of people leave their cars out in the heat, so do whatever you can to try to keep your car a little bit cooler. Also, do whatever you can to remember, don't leave pets, children, or anybody in a car, whether it's running, windows cracked, or even if it's just for a second, because we've been in here for a few minutes now, and I'm already regretting this decision, and my candy bar is melted, so I think a good idea for everybody out there, remember that if it's hot outside, it's going to be even hotter in your car.
All right, some good advice. Go ahead and get out that car, Amanda. Thanks a lot.
And drier air will start to settle in time for Monday early morning. So in time for your actual day on Monday, we see a little bit more sunshine, a little bit less rain. Temperatures, though, still pretty toasty, warm, and a little bit on the muggy side. In the mid and upper 70s through the morning, back into the low 90s for the afternoon. Maybe a hit or miss shower. I think many of us stay dry tomorrow. And still pretty warm as we head through the evening, back into the 80s. That's nice, especially if you're going to be heading out maybe to the Auburn game. We're going to be talking about some pretty cool conditions to start if you're going to be out early in the morning. Upper 50s possible about 8 a.m. for tailgating, but for kickoff, we're really going to warm things up into the low 80s in time for about 2:30. So for the most part, many of us are going to feel warm, but still a little bit more fall-like out there with a lot of sunshine, barely any clouds to talk about, and definitely no rain chances. I don't know if you'd be able to tell what spot we're looking at right now without the banner. Well, the good thing is you have that to help you out. It's downtown Montgomery right now, and fog is definitely an issue. No visibility, not even reduced, absolutely none, especially the closer you get to the river bridge. This is a live perspective, part of our Alpha Insurance Camera Network. It's also courtesy of our friends at Broadview Media. Now, this is just showing you that if you have not left yet, you live close to the capital city, fog is an issue for a lot of people. So take it easy out there. Take it slow, and make sure to give yourself a little bit of extra time. You're going to need it for that early morning commute because basically, no matter where you're heading, you're probably going to be heading towards some kind of fog. Reduced visibility the further south and east you head. We're dealing with that in Eufaula, Barber County right now. You're down to about 1 mile. Even in Auburn, they are the newest first ones to join the fog club early this morning. So a little bit of a gap in parts of Macon County on 85. But if you head up towards Lee County, you're dealing with that reduced visibility, that fog, and then closer to Montgomery, eastern portions of the capital city also dealing with that as well. Anything, it hangs on for the next couple of days and keeps us dry until approaching cold front makes its way to our neck of the woods. That doesn't arrive tonight, though, so those trick-or-treaters, be prepared for a little bit of warmer weather. By about 6 o'clock tonight, many of us will drop out of the mid and upper 80s, close to 80 degrees right on the dot, falling steadily through the 70s. So your emoji cast is very much Halloween themed this time of year. It is the last day of October. A lot of kids very excited to maybe wear those costumes. I've seen a lot of pumpkins. I've seen a lot of ghosts, too. I think for the most part, many of us are not going to be layering up much. We're in the mid and low 70s as we head through the evening hours. So helping those kids to get off to school, here's a little bit of a rundown of what you're going to need in time for the start of your new work week. Although there were some showers early yesterday morning, I think it's safe to say those umbrellas probably not needed today. I'd exchange them for those sunglasses, though. A good bit of sunshine as we head through the afternoon. And temperatures are going to get pretty warm, actually a little bit above average for this time of year. Upper 80s expected, so make sure that AC is running. But then you can see it gains some strength and turns into a Category 1 hurricane. And then it takes a very sharp turn towards the north and makes its way just to the east of Jamaica. And you can see if we make our way through the day Monday into Tuesday as well, we're going to watch as that makes its way closer and closer to the United States. Now, some models suggesting it does make that northerly curve. Some say it stays in the Gulf, and that could be a problem for us here. It all depends on where this goes over the next couple of days. Just want to give you an idea of what we're watching. Still several days out. It has no direct threat to us at this exact moment.
And earlier in the day, the better.
Definitely. If you have to be outside during the afternoon, as the palest person in this newsroom, wear the sunscreen.
I'm competing with you.
We're pretty close.
To you. Yeah, we both need that sunscreen. Thanks, Amanda.
Watching as those 60s turn into 80s rather quickly during the morning hours, and by the time we get to lunch, many of us already hitting that 90-degree mark. And this is continuing to move directly towards the east, towards 51. So if you were in Lee County, you know where that is. That's south of Auburn. System moving rather quickly off towards the east at about 40 miles an hour. So we're heading straight into the upper 90s today, but it could feel like triple digits. How long does that heat last for? We'll have those details and more coming up after the break. Stay with us. And there is signs of some rotation across this line. We're going to closely monitor that as we head through the next hour or so. This half of the line still going to be watching, making its way into the Prattville area. I believe we actually have a camera right now from Storm Tracker. WSFA First Alert meteorologist Vernon Turner is out there driving. We'll talk to him in a little bit, but right now I just want you to see what's going on. He's driving on the interstate, and we actually just got a brand new camera. The view is actually so crystal clear you can see through the raindrops. Very wet roadways out there. The Biscuits are back in town, and what perfect weather to go out and watch a baseball game right at 7:05 for the first pitch. Many of us are warm in the mid-80s, slowly sliding back into the low 80s by the time we get to the 7th inning stretch. And by the time you head home, we're in the upper 70s, still mild and comfortable. A little bit of muggy air, though, as we head through your holiday weekend. A couple of isolated showers possible, but many of us stay dry through Memorial Day. No matter where you go across the state of Alabama, if you're outside during the summer months, it's going to be hot.
Especially this time of the year where the temperatures are soaring above the 90s.
I sat down with Dr. Nandini Ramroop from Montgomery Primary Medicine Associates. Dr. Ramroop says everyone should be mindful of their bodies while outside because heat-related illnesses can occur quickly.
And heat exhaustion is the initial stage, Your temperature rises above 100 degrees. You tend to feel more sweaty, you're sweating profusely, a little bit of dizziness or headaches. You got to be cautious.
That heat exhaustion can rapidly advance into a heat stroke.
You have loss of consciousness, which is really scary. You got to be alert for that. You don't sweat as much because your body loses the ability to stay cool at that point. So you actually are dry, pale. Those are the warning signs you want to look out for as well for heat stroke.
At times, it may seem like there's no relief in sight, but there are a few things that you already do on a daily basis that can help prevent heat-related illnesses.
The little things do count, Little things you're unaware of that you do every day. Lack of water, the clothes you wear, staying protected from the sun as well is key.
The bottom line, on a hot day like today, heat can sneak up on you quickly. Make yourself familiar with the symptoms and be prepared to take action if heat begins to overtake somebody. Dr. Ramroop suggests rapid response if you or anybody you know has symptoms related to heat exhaustion or stroke. That means getting them out of the sun, cooling them off, and calling for help if needed. Amanda Curran, WSFA 12 News.